This is Dr. Anastasia Chopelas, the scientific healer. And today, what I'm going to explain to you is about grounding, how to ground yourself, how to ground yourself to the earth to help you get more centered, more peaceful, more in control, more clarity. So there's a lot of ways you can ground yourself. And of course, naturally, you think about some way to ground electrically because, you've got an antenna on your roof or like a lightning rod. And what the lightning rod does is when it gets struck with lightning, it carries all the excess energy down into the earth. And the earth is a great place to send excess energy because it takes it, it recycles it, it transforms it, transmutes it, and changes it into other ways. So you may have heard that you can take your shoes off and stand outside in dirt, or go walking along the beach and go walking in the shoreline, and that is a really good grounding exercise. But if you do it with intent, it becomes a lot more powerful. So when I do grounding, I don't just let all the excess energy down. In fact, every time I work with somebody, the very first thing that I do with them is that I send a grounding cord down from the base of their spine down in deep into the earth, as far down as it will go, all the way to the center. And by doing that, I also bring in a line of energy from above, which allows me to clear all of the excess energy out of the body, all the not disharmonious energy that is stuck in the body, and it releases it. But what I do is I bring in that extra energy from above to help clean out the system, and that energy from above is very high frequency, and it serves to fill in all those places that got left empty as you released all that disharmonious energy that's not part of you. And some of those things could be low energy emotions, it could be feelings, it could be thoughts that you don't like, thoughts that are making you, pulling you back, holding you back. I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I don't have enough. Any kind of place where it makes you feel inadequate, shame, guilt, anger, jealousy, all of those things are comparison energies. And we don't need to compare. We are these amazing miracles vibrating at a very high rate of speed with 40 or 50 trillion cells with 9 trillion reactions every day in each cell. We are these walking incredible miracles, and we are certainly plenty. It's just that our minds are built to be negative because you're always thinking about that saber-toothed tiger hanging out in the tree. And in the old days, if you didn't worry about it, you probably wouldn't have survived. But today we don't need to worry about that. So the grounding helps clean up all that old energy. So if you go to the beach, or you go to a lake, or you go somewhere where you're walking barefoot in grass or on sand or somewhere, have that same intent. And earth energy is a really, really juicy energy, and you can imagine it coming up from the ground after you release it, come up from the ground and go through all of your body channels and come back down. And that is also a process for getting you calm and comfortable. And just by having that intent, that brings up that, you can imagine it being a vibrant green or a rich brown, which is both earth kind of energy. It can even be water, like blue or sky, anything that is nature. And the reason why nature is so good to get into is because normally in our everyday lives, Normally in our daily lives, what we have is we have all these distractions everywhere. And when we go into nature, and you can do it, it's best to do it solitarily, but you can do it with somebody that you're really comfortable with and that doesn't push your buttons and make you feel terrible. Like I love walking with my husband, for example, because we're very comfortable together, and it's a calm, that's a calm, loving energy to be around, right? So if you have somebody like that, then it's good. If you don't, then it's good to go into a solitary place. And the reason why it's so great is because you imagine, like, you can use this intent. The deeper you go into this natural place, the more you leave behind. So it's just you and nature, you and God, or you and whatever supreme being or whatever belief system you are involved in, whatever spiritual practice you have. It doesn't matter. I'm not prejudiced one way or another. I just use the one that I've been used to since I was a very young girl. So it's comfortable for me and I'm familiar with it. But I don't push my belief system onto anybody else. It's just that's what I'm comfortable with. But anyway, so you go out and you're just communing with nature, just you and yourself. And as you leave, you can just imagine that all that stuff, as you're walking through nature, you're just leaving all of those excess, disharmonious, uncomfortable thoughts. You just imagine them falling off of you as you're going. So by the time you get to a place of quiet and place where you can think quietly, breathe quietly, ground yourself intentionally as you're sitting. It's always good to have a nice straight spine as you're sitting, breathing deeply. It is like a form of meditation, but is a component that I don't talk about that much, but I was thinking about it. This is really a supremely important component that I use to bring in all of that nice, juicy healing energy from above and transmit it through the body along all the body channels and helping open everything up and clean everything up. And this allows me to release things. So a lot of healing, a lot of healers, what they do is they just have you release things. Like if you've heard of a tapping, which is an amazingly awesome, very efficient, self-empowering system to change what's going on in the body. And what it does is it releases old emotions. It just gets rid of it. I tried it this morning because I was having a little tension between the shoulders and I did it and I'm going, wow, that really worked. It was very quick. I just wanted to release the tension and boom, it was gone, and I've been loose ever since. So it's powerful, but it doesn't put back the stuff unless you intend it to come back in. So always bring in those intentions to bring in that nice, bright, healing energy so we can vibrate at a much higher frequency. And the higher frequency that you vibrate, the healthier and the happier and the more fulfilled and even the more abundant, richer, more money, all of that will start coming into you. And there's a lot of ways to help invite that in. And one of them is to expand your own energy field. So while you're grounded in this grounded position, start opening up your field, your aura, whatever you want to call it, until it expands outward, and you expand outward into the room, you expand upward and outward into the size of the building you're in, and then the size of your city block. Now you're as big as your city, and now you're as big as your state or your country, and now we're moving out and you're bigger than the earth, and now you're moving out and you're moving out in towards the sun. And the bigger you get, the more your container, the container that's you, your energy field can hold. And that's how you invite new things. And by having this grounding system where you're connected to earth and you're letting that energy run from above, go through you down to below, and then bringing up the earth energy and running it through you, these are really great grounding practices. while you're breathing nice and deeply, these grounding practices can really, really help get you calm, get you more peaceful, get you more clarity, make you feel like you know what your next step is, because it calms everything down, and that still little voice that we don't often listen enough to starts bringing in its wisdom and allows you to know what your next move is and where you're going next. So I've asked you, please write a comment in below to request future topics, because I'm really interested in knowing what it is you'd love to hear about, or if you're stuck somewhere, how I can help you. And if you are too embarrassed to write it there, just send me a private message. And some of these techniques that I'm describing, I know that many coaches and healers really need to take good care of themselves, and we don't tend to do enough of that. I can catch myself being so busy helping other people that I don't take the time out to do that for myself, and I've gotten a lot better at it lately. I'm getting better sleep, I'm getting more water, I'm doing all those things that I'm doing, and all of the energy hygiene, I'm taking care of that every day. But so in this process, I've developed a program for not only teaching all of these techniques, because there's a scientific basis for all of them, but also teaching good business principles. The energetic business principles work different than all of those sales tactics that you've heard about before, and helping nurture healers and coaches to be able to be their best selves, so they are filled and able to give as much as they can give. And just as a side note, some healers tell me that they can only work on 1 to 2 or maybe 3 people a day. And I was really surprised, because when I started my healing practice, there were days where I was working from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m., basically straight through. I just do a series of calls or a series of healings straight through, and sometimes even run a class at 6 p.m. and still have enough energy. And so these techniques that I'm naming, the grounding and the clearing, and there's a lot of other energy cleanup that I do in between, that really helps keep me energized. So I have created this program. You can make an appointment with me if you want to hear more about it. If you want to read a little bit about it, it's on scientifichealer.com/energize me. It's one word, and the link is below. And if you just simply want to write me, like if you have a request or you have a question, you can also go to scientifichealer.com/contact. So that is also that's also in the links below. I see that there's now 2 appointment contacts. There it is, the contact. So I'm so happy that you came and you listened. I see there's a number of people on, and I'm really pleased that you're here. And if there's any way that I can help you, please send me a note or ask a question or request a new topic. I am so excited to be here and to be able to serve you and to teach you new things so you can feel great in your body. If you like this video, hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.